Restore your health, be renewed. You gotta take control to see a breakthrough. You're only one step away from a life made better. A life made better. A life made better.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for tuning in to the broadcast. You're listening to the Restore Your Health podcast, episode 9. I'm your host, LaRonda. This week, we'll discuss foods that reduce inflammation in the body, the benefits of figs, elderberries, and Young Living's essential oils for self-care. Let me first say that I'm not a medical physician. All information shared on the show are merely for informational purposes only and not meant to diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease. I'd like to start with a little inspiration. Before we begin, let's start by sharing a poem. This is a poem of the oak tree. You see, the oak tree endured harsh blows of a windy season, yet it's still standing. Sure, some of its leaves may have blown away, but it remained intact despite the fierce weather, unlike some of the other trees that did not. The oak tree reads a little like this. The oak tree. A mighty wind blew night and day. It stole the oak tree's leaves away, then snapped its bough and pulled its bark until the oak was tired and stark. But still the oak tree held its ground, while other trees fell all around. The weary wind gave up and spoke. How can you still be standing, oak? The oak tree said, I know that you think, I know that you can break each branch of mine in two, carry every leaf away, shake my limbs, and make me sway. But I have roots stretched in the earth, growing stronger since my birth. You'll never touch them, for you see, they are the deepest part of me. Until today, I wasn't sure of just how much I could endure. But now I've found, with thanks to you, I'm stronger than I ever knew. By Johnny Ray Ryder Jr. What an amazing poem of the oak tree. I tell you, the oak tree was strong, endured a very harsh season. But sometimes we have to, look at the oak tree, you know, uh, and look how the oak tree endured a very, very harsh season with winds blowing, just like, in our own life. We have different seasons in our life and we go through different seasons. And we have to learn how to stand still and know that God is able, that He's able to bring us out of any situation, that we'll be able to recover, that we're good enough, that we can do it. Just like the oak tree, because the oak tree knew something that the wind did not. And that was the oak tree had roots deeper than what he was going through, deeper than the season. The oak tree's roots were deep. And so shall our roots be deep in the Word of God so that we will be able to withstand the blows of life. I just want to reminisce on that poem that was just amazing, amazing, amazing. And I came across that poem as I was doing my research, and I'm always looking for inspiration to share on the show. And I came across that poem, and I said, "Wow, it's really amazing." And it inspired me to write my own poem. And I'm going to read a little bit of that one as well. And this one is about the fig tree. Since we'll be talking about the fig today, I thought I will go ahead and share it with you. And let me tell you a little bit about the fig tree, whose leaves are petolous, hairy, and big. A genus ficus, unique and few, with fruit that ripens. Oh, a taste so true. Its making of this alkaline plant is different, you see, from its counterparts. The fig doesn't bloom like the other trees. The stems are strong and undefined, and for this the fig has been denied. But still, it seems to bear much fruit. In season, out of season, the fig continues to produce. We can learn a bit from the fig tree. When overlooked and rarely picked, stand tall, stand firm, and grow out loud, for soon you'll be noticed for the fruit of nature's gift, a beautiful gift to humanity. And this is another poem. I actually wrote this poem, guys. I was inspired by the oak tree to write this one. And, this one, it just talks about when, um, when you are a little different than the other trees, and you may produce a little bit differently, maybe at a slower pace, but you're still producing, right? And that's what's important. So, in this life, it's not a race; it's a process. And as we maneuver through life, one thing I want to share with you is to run your own race. Don't try to run anybody else's race. Run your own race with strength and endurance and faith. It's important for us to not look at what someone else is doing or look at what they're yielding, what kind of harvest they're yielding, but to cultivate your own ground. And soon you will yield much fruit and produce, just like the fig tree. All right, guys, so that's my inspiration for today. And we're going to go ahead with that note and talk about the benefits of figs. Yes, the fig tree. So, the origin of the fig tree is believed to be in the Western Asia, Arabian, and Peninsula, Italy, Balkan, Russia, and the Mediterranean locations. It was brought into growing possibly in the southerly parts of Arabian Peninsula about 3000 BC. Figs are highly beneficial for many health conditions, from high cholesterol to diabetes, skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, vitiligo are some of the conditions that figs are highly beneficial in combating. A once common food from ancient Romans, figs isn't just delicious, okay, but they have a mounting amount of nutrients. According to a mounting accumulation of research, figs offer many different health and beauty benefits. Today, figs are grown in many parts all over the world, including the Middle East, Greece, and even California, typically eating as fresh or dry fruits. Figs are also featured in jams and jellies, just to name a few. They are also one of the favorites of culinary dishes from chefs. Chefs love to use figs in their desserts and their jellies and jams. Figs are absolutely delicious. Let me tell you, if you haven't had a fig before, it tastes so different than the figs that you see, the dried figs that you see in the grocery store. It's a totally different taste. You will be amazed at the bountiful flavors that fig gives. Figs are they are delicious, they are flavorful, and can be a regular part of your diet, where they can enhance your nutritional needs and even deliver some surprising health benefits that we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. People have even used the leaves of the fig tree to treat skin conditions like skin tumors and warts. They would cut the leaves and apply the milky substance from the leaves to the affected area. So if you've never seen a fig tree, the leaves are kind of big and they produce like this like milky kind of substance. It's like a sap that comes out of the actual leaves of the fig tree. So not only is the fruit beneficial for eating, but the sap that comes out of the leaves are good for skin conditions. So I bet you didn't know that one. And figs are also a natural source of prebiotics. Yes. So they're a great, great source of prebiotics and they're really beneficial for gut health. Figs are an excellent source of calcium, potassium, and minerals that work together to improve bone density, which can prevent osteoporosis. All right. You're going to feed your fig, if you're growing one, you want to feed your fig trees um, every well, I usually feed mine quarterly because I grow I grow fig trees in my garden. I have two of them, and let me tell you, they grow amazingly. Once they start growing, they take maybe a couple of years to start growing, but once they start growing, I'm gonna tell you, they just keep yielding and yielding and yielding fruit. They just keep on producing, and it's just amazing to see how they grow and to get to eat the fruit. It tastes delicious. Okay, so you can also make fig tree oil. I don't know if you knew that, but yes, they have fig essential oil. It's particularly abundant in nutrients. So they're really, really good for protection for your eyes. They stop macular deterioration. It lowers the threat of cardiovascular disease. It promotes and corrects functions of the liver and kidneys, and it stops oxidative and cell damages in the body, in addition to improving the quality of skin. So, as you can see, the fig oil is amazing as well. And thanks to the anti aging properties that fig seed oil produces, it retards an aging in each of our cells. So it combats the aging process in your skin, helps you to look young and youthful again. This, along with helping to keep you rejuvenated and healthy, it permits us to prevent the formation of cancer cells and various deteriorative mobile diseases or illnesses. So as you can see, figs have quite a bit benefits, not just for the fruit, but also for the oil and the leaves and the sap as well. Also, figs strengthens and hydrates your hair. They help to get rid of contaminants in the body and control your blood pressure. Fig seed oil includes polyphenolate flavonoids such as carotenes, luteins, tannins, and chlorogenic acid, which are very potent antioxidant. Let me tell you, very, very potent antioxidants. So you will be quite amazed at figs because they have a enormous amount of and they are very, very rich in fatty acids like omega 3s and omega 6, which you would usually get from your fish oils and things of that nature. But figs also produce a large, vast amount of omega 3s and omega 6 oils that can help to keep your triglyceride levels in check and reduce heart disease. So, yeah, that's good for those of you who are vegan or vegetarian, like myself, who's vegan. Then you want to take advantage of getting those omega 3s and omega 6s in your diet as well. And you can do that with the help of figs. As a fruit, the fig gives many advantages to the body. It's loaded with antioxidants and minerals like iron and copper and phosphorus, folic acid, potassium, salt, vitamin K, vitamin B9, um, and that counteracts totally our free radicals as well as fight disease. While at the same time, the phenol ingredients protect against cell damage and lowers the threat of heart conditions. The unique fruit is a sure gift of nature's medicine, let me tell you. How great it is to know that we have so many different varieties of natural holistic herbs, plants, and oils to help in the restoration process. Which brings me to talk about what foods to eat to reduce inflammation in the body. And I wanted to you really talk about this because a lot of us, we know we eat foods and we don't really think about what is this food doing to my body? Is it causing inflammation? Is it helping me nutritionally? Or, so I gathered a few foods that will help to reduce inflammation in the body. And then I have a few that we can talk about that causes inflammation. So you'll know which ones not to eat, which ones to stay away from. Okay, so we're going to talk about foods. First of all, we're going to talk about the foods that help to prevent inflammation. It helps to reduce inflammation in the body. Okay, and so we have some foods like ginger. Not only does ginger taste great as a tea, which I love, by the way, but it's also helpful to relieve inflammation in your stomach and soothe menstrual cramps. For those of you who have menstrual cramps, that time of the month, get you some warm ginger tea. And I'm telling you that ginger tea does the trick every time. Then there's also turmeric, which is an all-time favorite and well known to reduce inflammation. It is the best, it's best if you take it in a powder form. Many people don't like to eat the actual raw turmeric. It doesn't taste all that great, but you can buy it in the powder form. So that's the way I like to use it. Or you can buy the root if you're growing turmeric as well. Okay, you can shred it or cut it up. You can put it in your smoothies, which would be another great way to take the turmeric, but it's great for inflammation. Then we have bell peppers are good. Any type of bell peppers, particularly the colorful ones like the orange bell peppers are really, really good for fighting inflammation. Then you have the broccoli, which is great. I love broccoli. It tastes wonderful, but it helps to reduce inflammation. And olive oil, which I take olive oil almost every day. It's great. And, a lot of the Mediterranean diets who use olive oil, they don't have the inflammation or heart conditions like, some of the other diets it's because of the olive oil, because olive oil contains nutrients that support heart health. Then it reduces inflammation in the body, which can lead to other health conditions. So olive oil is really, really good, rich in nutrients and antioxidants. Then we have blueberries. Blueberries are rich in antioxidants and anthocyanin. Studies have shown that blueberries help to prevent inflammation and oxidative stress. And we have nuts that are a natural anti-inflammatory, and they're full of protein, by the way. Another food that you like to grab some, maybe a bag of nuts or a can of nuts, and eat a few of those a day. It's really good for reducing, and it's anti-inflammatory, so it's really good for reducing inflammation in the body while giving you that protein you need. And then we have cherries, which are rich in anthocyanin, and they are also full of antioxidants that relieve inflammation. Then we have kelp. I don't know if some of you guys like to eat kelp or if you've ever eaten kelp, but it has a different taste to it. It kind of tastes like the sea. Okay. But it's really good. It contains fucoidane and complex carbohydrates along with chlorophyll and anti-inflammatories. So you want to get you some kelp in your diet, if you so choose to. Also, let me talk about natural fermented foods like kimchi is really good. It's a natural, rich probiotic food, and it helps to reduce inflammation while giving you those good prebiotics and probiotics in the body that your body needs, your gut needs, to build the immune system. Oh, and let's talk about papayas. We have papayas, which are another very great food for reducing. It's an anti-inflammatory food, and it produces inflammation. It's rich in vitamin C, vitamin E, antioxidants, beta carotene. So it's really full of vitamins, a natural way to not only get your vitamins in, but to help reduce inflammation. And then we have green tea, which is another well-known food, or shall I say drink, that reduces or combats inflammation in the body. Green tea is full of antioxidants, vitamin C, flavonoids, to name a few, and it's a great tea to have. It helps to fight some forms of cancer. It's been known to reduce, to help to combat some forms of cancer as well. So green tea is another great food to add to your diet. And let's talk about celery. Celery has been a little bit underrated. People don't know the benefits of celery. But yeah, celery is another food that's high in concentrations and of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory food with compounds that help to manage cholesterol and your blood pressure. And it helps to boost your fiber in your diet. So yeah, celery is a natural cleanser of the colon. Did you know that? Yes, it is. So it helps to clean your colon out by producing the fiber that you need to go regular. You want to put you some celery in a smoothie, or cut up some celery and get you some peanut butter and eat you some celery with peanut butter. Or you can just cut them up and eat them, as they are. But they make a wonderful snack, and they're high in concentrations and antioxidants that help to reduce inflammation in the body. And then we have chia seeds. They're another natural form of omega-3s that you can add to your diet, and it's an anti-inflammatory. And garlic. Yes. So we know about garlic, all the wonderful benefits that garlic, and that it provides, and it's pivotal for our own health and wellness. Okay. So that concludes our episode of the Restore Your Health podcast for this week. Until next time, we'll see you next weekend. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and stay happy, okay? If you like this video, share it with a friend and subscribe to our channel. Also, guys, I'd like to invite you to become a sponsor of the show by donating to paypal.me/LD Ministries, or you can cash app $ LaRonda Dawson. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. Guys, if you want to order any of the products or any of the supplements that we talk about on the show, you can get those at Young Living, essentialoils.com. Thank you guys so much for listening in to the Restore Your Health podcast. Have a wonderful, blessed weekend. Until next week, we'll see you then.
Restore your health, be renewed. You gotta take control to see a breakthrough. You're only one step away from a life made better. A life made better. A life made